This is the first shelter I've built. It's quite big. This took more than 2 days. It's resting on 2 poles with several poles around it. And I'm going to show you how to make the roof. These walls are built of piles of branches. Well, this gives it an even more natural look. You can use this as a hunting cabin or a place to take shelter from the rain. This is what it looks like on the inside. You see I've used a lot of cloth and a lot of wood. And this is your basic structure. You get 4 poles, 4 logs sticking out of the ground, supporting beams on top, and what you do is you cover them with new pieces of wood. If they're not long enough, they can overlap. If they do overlap, you can tie them together with metal wire. You can hammer the edges down to your structure with nails. And of course in the middle I've tied them together, as you can see here. You can use even thinner branches, and the weight that it needs to support is not that large. So here you can see everything crisscross covering the top. Okay, here you can see everything from above. To make a nice firm structure, you need to tie it all down. Use simple rope. You tie down the thinner branches to your basic structure. Next, what you need is a large piece of cloth. I've used a curtain, and this is a brown one, looks nice underneath. What you need next is a staple gun or stapler. Put the curtain or whatever you're using on top, and there's really no need to staple it down all over, because the weight of the branches later on is going to keep it in place. You can, if you want, staple down the edges, but there's no need. Next, you need something heavy, because you're going to put on a tarp, a piece of tarp. This of course is against the rain. See, I've put on the tarp, and the weight of all that stuff on top keeps it from flying away, because it's very light. Now you also can get some idea of what it's going to look like. It's pretty much the same stuff as I'm going to put on later. The tarp does not stick out because it needs to stay invisible, because it has to become a natural looking shelter, and tarp is not natural looking. That's why I use the cloth and the curtain. Here I've stapled it down to the roof, and what I've done next, I've used really long branches that cover it from one side to the other, and then you make sure they are firmly attached to your structure, or to the roof in this case. I'm using metal wire. And this presses down the tarp on your structure. On the other side also attach them firmly. I've used metal wire to make sure that it stays. If I would use rope, it might not last through the seasons, and this is going to last for a long time. Okay, next step. I've started weaving the same type of branches, thin ones, through the ones that are secured to the structure. And if you can't reach, try something like this. The idea is to get in as many as possible. There you go, you get a nice weaving pattern. This will press down your tarp, but it will also securely lock in the branches that are going to cover this. What you use is get coniferous, from the coniferous tree, get a conifer, cut into smaller branches and stick them in that weaving pattern, and this will hold them in position. It's nice if it sticks out on the edge. Use smaller branches to fill the gaps. In this way the tarp is no longer visible. And it gives it a natural look. Just keep working your way around the edge. Here I've stuck even more on there. Fill the entire edge with conifer. Let it stick out a bit. Gives it more of a jungle look. Here seen from underneath. Conifer sticking out. Here you can see I've done the edges. As on the other shelter, I've covered it completely, even the middle. Here I'll show you. It's all covered, so if you would look from above, you would see no tarp. Here I've left some tarp over because I didn't have enough conifer. That's alright, because if you look at it from a distance, the tarp will no longer be visible here. So you can even stop here. You could say it's finished. Well, it's 1 or 2 weeks later. You'll notice that it's all dried out. But the advantage of conifer is that it remains there as it is. Even though it's all dried out, it won't crumble or fall apart. It will just stay like this. I have no idea how long or how many years. But you can keep sticking new stuff in there. And this is what it looks like. So, I wish you good luck. And thanks for watching my tutorial.